Hello, my name is Madeline Shankles, and I did my book review on The Wright Brothers by David McCall. It was published in 2015. This is the book. It talks about the brothers Orville and Wilbur Wright and their invention of the airplane. It gives some background knowledge of them growing up in Dayton, Ohio with their father, their sister, and their two brothers. It talks about how they were interested in air flight at a very young age. Their interest sparked attention in birds, how they flew, and they even talked about how they made bats as young boys. The book talks about people they met along the way who really helped and influenced them. Talks about the places they got to go fly their planes, such as Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, New York, Europe, and there were some other places. By reading the book, you get to hear about their successes and their failures, which later turned into success for them. So it was a really neat book to read. I enjoyed it. I had some background knowledge on the Wright brothers before reading the book, but I ended up learning a lot from just reading the book. I read this entire book cover to cover and every word on every page. Overall, I really enjoyed the book. Before reading it, I was not sure if I was going to like it. I do like to read, but I preferred to read fiction. However, I did enjoy the book. I decided to read this book for two reasons. The first reason is that it is on the New York Times bestseller list. The second reason is that I had some background knowledge on the Wright brothers. So it sparked my interest to read more about them and learn more about them. I liked how the book talked about the brothers' lives and their journey on inventing the airplane. It was interesting to hear about how successful they were, all the people they got to meet, the places they got to go. My favorite part of the book was reading about the thousands and thousands of people that came from everywhere just to see them fly their plane. I thought that was really cool and it was really neat. There were some times, however, that I did get bored reading the book. So that made it harder to read. But there was also some times where it was interesting and I was interested in reading it. And so there it was easier to read. I do recommend the book, especially if you like history books. For my lesson plan, I'm focusing on inventors and their inventions. I'm planning the lesson for 6th grade. Not only will my students learn about Orville and Wilbur Wright and their airplanes, but they will also learn about some other inventors such as Alexander Graham Bell, Henry Ford, George Washington Carver, and some others. They will get to learn about their inventions and how they changed the world. Some activities I'm thinking about doing for the lesson is having students do some research on the inventors, maybe writing about them. I've also thought about having students brainstorm their own invention. I think this will be interesting. But right now, this is just some ideas I have. I'm still in the process of thinking of some ideas. But I really want students to learn about inventors and the impact that they had on human lives. I remember learning about them in school and I always thought it was interesting, so I really want my future students to learn about them. Like I said, I'm still in the process of my lesson plan and working on it, but I'm really excited to finish it and I really hope that I'm able to use this in my future classroom for my future students. That's all I have.